Did you start your business for freedom, or has your business quietly taken that freedom away? I think most of us started a business because we wanted more flexibility. We wanted to be available when our kids were sick, or to care for aging parents, or just to go do something during the week that we want to do. We wanted to choose when we worked instead of someone else making that decision for us. And that certainly was true for me. I wanted to build something that gave me more freedom, not less. But somewhere along the way, something changes. The business grows, and as more and more clients come in, more responsibilities actually land on your desk. More people rely on you every day, not just your family, but in your business. More decisions require your approval. And before you realize it, the very business that you created the business for, to create freedom, has quietly become the reason you don't actually have it. And these are things that you tell yourself. It's just busy season. Once I hire someone, once I get through this project, once I get through this time period, once I get through this launch, or whatever it is you're telling yourself. But the truth is, many business owners, that season never ends. It just keeps cycling over and over. And I learned this lesson in a very, very personal way. A few years ago, I had surgery and ended up on bed rest for 6 weeks. No getting up, no getting out of bed, no grabbing my laptop, no jumping into meetings, no answering questions all day, no work. I had to let my body heal. And I remember thinking, this is either going to expose everything that's wrong with my business or prove that we've built something resilient. And to be completely transparent, I was actually petrified because we had been working on this for a while and I wasn't sure the business was ready. But thankfully, it was the second. The business was resilient. My clients were taken care of. The team kept moving and the business continued to operate. And I didn't come back to 6 weeks worth of fires to put out, or a business that didn't exist anymore. I kind of just stepped right back in. But this didn't happen because I got lucky. It happened because we intentionally built the business that way. We had built systems, we created clarity, and developed people who could make decisions without depending on me every step of the way. But maybe your situation isn't surgery. Maybe it's just a child that got sick and you need to be home with them. Maybe it's an aging parent that actually needs you more than ever now. Or maybe it's your own health. Or I hear this one a lot: a key employee leaves unexpectedly and it leaves a big hole in your business. Or it could be maybe life just simply throwing you curveballs that you never saw coming. And life has a way of interrupting our plans, because a lot of times it's not just about vacation. It's about when life happens, because the question isn't if it will happen. The question is, will your business keep moving when it does? Because that's what real freedom looks like. Not just taking a vacation, knowing your business can continue to serve customers, support your team, and move forward even when you can't be there. That's the true definition of freedom. That's why I created this resource for you called the Business Bottleneck Review. And this is not because I think business owners are doing something wrong, because that's actually not true. It's actually the opposite. Most owner dependency isn't created by bad leadership. It's created by good leaders who care so deeply about their business and slowly become the answer to every question, every approval, and every decision. And the Business Bottleneck Review helps you identify where these patterns may be happening in your business that you can't even see before. And in this way, it identifies them before they become bigger problems. It only takes you about 5 minutes. And so if you're curious to see where your business stands, I'll put the link in the chat below so you can take that assessment. But I want you to think about this. In that assessment, it's not about calling out the ugly in your business. It's about a starting point. These are things that you need to think about as you want more freedom in your business. So before we wrap up, I would love to hear from you. Why did you start your business in the first place? Was it more freedom, more flexibility to make a bigger impact, to build something for your family? Or was it something completely different? Drop your answers in the comments below. I read every one of them because I think it's important to remember why we actually started the journey in the first place. Because there's no advertisement that says building a business is hard. Because it is. And a lot of times it feels lonely at the top. And we were talking about this in our mastermind yesterday about how a lot of times it just feels lonely at the top. And so we have to stop and think about why we did it in the first place. And so if today's conversation made you stop and think, and if you're wondering whether your business has quietly become more dependent on you than you'd like, take 5 minutes and complete that business bottleneck review. And I'll drop the link in the comments below. And I'd love to hear what stood out to you and what surprised you the most. But if you don't take anything else from this training, the very business you built to create freedom might quietly become the reason you don't have it. And so all it takes is just a shift and just start doing little things, because it's all about the little things. And it starts with taking that review and seeing where you're at right now. Because right now, a lot of times when we're not looking at the bigger picture and we're just answering question after question after question, a lot of times we don't see it. And I like to say that we're kind of deep in the weeds on this when we don't see it. So take that assessment and see where you land with it. And I would love to hear where you land. Have a fantastic day, and I hope this was helpful.